I get asked all the time, how much is my auto insurance going to go up when my son or daughter gets their license? And over the years, I typically have found that it's $100 to $200 a month more. So $1,200 to $2,400 a year, give or take. Could be plus or minus, but a couple of things that that happen when it goes up a little bit more than expected is usually, let's say you have mom and dad and two cars, and they add a third vehicle and the kid to the policy. That will go up significantly more than just adding the kid to the policy, because what happens is the insurance company rates the kid as a primary on the third vehicle. All right, guys, so I was driving down the road the other day and a rock came up and kind of put a little ding in the windshield there. So here's kind of how that works in the insurance world. So if it probably gets any worse, I'll have to take it in and get it looked at. But anyways, your glass is usually covered under your comprehensive deductible, and glass is covered differently in each state. So in Florida, as long as you have comprehensive coverage on your policy, whether your deductible is $500 or $1,000, they'll cover that with zero deductible. In North Carolina, your glass coverage is covered by comprehensive again, but it's subject to your deductible. So a lot of folks, when they move into North Carolina, if they switch their insurance down there and the agent doesn't tell them about that, standard comp and collision deductible is probably about $500. So a lot of people have asked me, hey Ryan, why do I have to pay for the glass damage here in North Carolina when I didn't have to pay for it in whatever state they moved from? So anyways, it's the good thing to know is that that coverage is different amongst each state. So if you're not aware of how your glass is covered in your state, shoot me a note, let me know. I can at least help you out where in about the 8 or 9 states that we're licensed in, and get you an answer across the other states from some of my friends and colleagues out there. So I hope this helps. All right, let's talk youthful drivers, or your son or your daughter just got their license. What to expect. I get asked all the time, how much is my auto insurance going to go up when my son or daughter gets their license? And over the years, I typically have found that it's $100 to $200 a month more. So $1,200 to $2,400 a year, give or take. Could be plus or minus, but a couple of things that that happen when it goes up a little bit more than expected is usually, let's say you have mom and dad and two cars, and they add a third vehicle and the kid to the policy. That will go up significantly more than just adding the kid to the policy, because what happens is the insurance company rates the kid as a primary on the third vehicle. When you only have 2 cars and 3 drivers, they rate the child as an occasional on one of those vehicles. So it can help minimize your costs, because as we know, if you go from 2 to 3 cars, your rates will go up. So going from 2 to 3 cars and adding a kid will definitely go up. So a couple things you can do to help minimize the impact and the rate is a lot of companies will offer a good student discount. If they happen to be in college and they're away at school without a car, that's a different rating. And then when it comes down to it, I know I had to do this growing up, but they could also work for even half the cost of whatever it may be. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, drop me a comment, let me know. Okay, so obviously, if you drive a car, you've probably experienced your auto rates going up significantly. So auto rates typically go up year to year anyways, but a couple things we've seen this year or over the last maybe year and a half or so is obviously inflation. So insurance basically repairs or rebuilds things. So the material, the cost of labor, all that stuff has gone up. So in turn, comes down and the rates go up. So here's one thing that you can do to help mitigate auto rates going up. I want you to take a look around next time you're at a stoplight or next time you're driving down the road and notice how many people are holding their phone and looking at it in the car. Then I want you to notice how many of them are actually using it, maybe texting, whatever. They've done a lot of studies that basically if you're holding your phone or using your phone in the car, then you're just as distracted as a drunk driver. So kind of puts it in context. So ultimately, you'll become a lot more aware of what's going on around you if you're not on the phone. Seems like an obvious one, but leave me a comment. I'd love to hear what you guys think the next time you get on the road and go to Publix or the grocery store and take a look around and see what people are doing. All right, guys, here's something I've learned over the years. I'm not always perfect at it, but it definitely helps. So I've been in the insurance industry a long time. It's definitely a long-term play. It's not a get rich quick industry by any means. But I often talk to the guys that you have to be very, very quick on the day-to-day, but the benefits of this industry are definitely long-term. So it's over the years, it has probably shaped my mind to think a lot more down the road than I ever have long term. So getting back to it, here's what I've learned. We all go through good days and we all have those bad days, maybe bad clients, frustrations with either clients or insurance companies with their guidelines or underwriters. Claims is a big one. But what I try to keep in mind every single day is, am I going to remember this in a week? Am I going to remember this in a month? Am I going to remember this in a year? Or how is this going to impact me tomorrow, in a week, in a year? So I have to consciously tell myself and think about it of what happened last year this time that was just earth-shattering and couldn't be handled. And the truth is, I can't even think of anything. I can't even really think of anything that was so stressful last month that is still lingering on me. So what I try to do in the moment is realize that and basically solve whatever problem or issue that I can, control what I can, and then just know that I've done everything I can to whatever the situation may be. But in the long run, it's probably not going to be as pressing or as big of an issue as I make it tomorrow or next week or a year from now. So what happened last year that still has you all flustered. I'd be curious if you can actually think about something that happened. Maybe there's that one time that's really etched in your mind, but for the most part in the day-to-day, I try to keep that in mind, and it helps me moving forward long term. Hope this helps. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, this one's for all my loan officers and realtors out there. As we all know, everything has been on the rise: insurance premiums, interest rates, housing prices, all of that stuff. So if you guys are ever in a spot where you're not sure what the homeowner's insurance is going to cost, text me, send me a note with the zip code, and I can get you the average premium in that particular zip code down to if it's a single family home, condo, rental, whatever it may be. So shoot me a text, 704-285-0992 with the zip code that you need the average premium for, and I can send that to you across the country, guys. I hope this helps. See ya.